Thank you for joining me for this quick trim tutorial on non-point source records. Everyone who is watching is already set up in trim with appropriate access settings. We're going to start by searching for a folder. We search for folders with title word and the Subgrant number because we know that the Subgrant number is in the title of all folders. In this case, we see Fiscal Office records and Water Quality records in the turquoise colored folders. This is the folder we're looking for. When I expand it, I can see all of the records that are included in that folder. This is where you can look to see if the record you have in your hand needs to go into trim. If it's already in there, then you don't need to enter it. But what happens if you look for a record and it doesn't show up? In this case, we need to create a new folder. To create a folder, hover your cursor over the new record icon, this little paper. These are all the record types in trim. As administrator, they're displayed for me, but what you see are all the record types you have access to create. These should be included in that. We're going to choose the Water Quality Loan Program Non-Point Source Subgrant folder this time. Highlight it, click OK, and then fill in the information as it's shown. Fill in the region where the project's taking place and the type. Click OK. Here's your folder. Now to enter records into that folder, all you have to do is bring up the electronic version of your document, highlight it, left click and hold, drag into trim. You drag it over the folder until it highlights. You want to make sure that if you have a list of different records, make sure it highlights. This is really important. Let go of it. Again, the record types. You won't see as many as I do. This time, we're putting in a document, so it's the Water Quality Loan Program Non-Point Source Subgrant document. Click OK. Try that again. There we go. So we have the title from our document. The folder's filled in for us because we dropped it on top of the folder. You don't have to adjust the security settings, but you do have to put in the document type. Click OK. There's your new document. You can do this also with emails. If you have an email that goes with a subgrant record, adjust these. Make sure you can see your folder when you bring up your email. There's my folder, there's my email. Left click on it, drag, folder highlights, drop it. Here's the record type I'm going to use for this email. The still subgrant. Click OK. Brings in the type. Into response, security OK, click OK. Now, to see our folder, we can go back to the previous screen and look at it here. But if you have a record, you want to see what folder it's in. If you right click on it, go to navigation, container record, it'll bring up a new pane with this folder, expand it, and you can see the documents we've entered. So that sums up how to search for a subgrant folder, how to create a folder, and how to enter a record into that folder. If you have questions, you're free to call me with your trim questions at 0149 or contact Dave Pizarski for your program questions. Thanks, everyone.